After a difficult start to the 2025 season, Ferrari may have finally found the breakthrough Lewis Hamilton has been waiting for. The early rounds were full of struggles for the British driver, who joined Ferrari with big dreams, but quickly found himself wrestling with a car that didn't suit him. But now, as the Formula One paddock arrives in Jeddah for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, there's new hope that things are about to turn around, and it all has to do with the track layout, a new car upgrade, and Hamilton's growing adaptation to the SF25. Ferrari's 2025 car has shown flashes of potential, but that potential has been difficult to unlock. The SF25 has a very narrow setup window. That means unless everything is just right, the ride height, the suspension settings, the surface of the track, the car becomes tricky to drive and inconsistent in performance. That's been Hamilton's main issue so far. Every time he tried to push, he found himself either lacking grip at the front or dealing with instability at the rear. And when Ferrari tried to fix the car by lowering it for better aerodynamic efficiency, it caused even more problems. In China, for example, they pushed too far with the ride height, and Hamilton ended up being disqualified due to excessive skid block wear. Then came the Bahrain Grand Prix. Ferrari brought a new floor which was supposed to help expand the operating window of the SF25. It did help a little, and Hamilton had a decent recovery during the race, finishing 5th. But he still qualified poorly and was almost a full second slower than his teammate Charles Leclerc. That gap showed that the car wasn't fully unlocked yet. Hamilton was still unable to drive it the way he needed to. The issue wasn't only with the car's mechanical balance or aero performance, it was also a problem of trust and comfort. Now everything may be changing. Jeddah is a unique track. Unlike places like Suzuka or China, where bumps and surface variations make setup extremely difficult, Jeddah is smooth, it's high speed, has low tire degradation, and rewards cars that can run close to the ground. And that's exactly what Ferrari's new floor was designed to allow. According to a report from Gazzetta dello Sport, the upgrade Ferrari introduced in Bahrain could now show its full potential in Saudi Arabia. The report claims that the team expects a 30% wider operational window compared to Bahrain. That's not a small adjustment. It's a huge change that could unlock serious pace from the SF25. What makes Jeddah the ideal proving ground for this? The circuit is not only smooth, but it also demands aerodynamic efficiency, stability under braking, and confidence in high-speed corners. These are the very areas where the SF25 has been inconsistent. If Ferrari can now run the car lower, closer to its intended aerodynamic profile, then it should produce more downforce, maintain better balance, and give Hamilton the grip he's been begging for since the first race. And for Lewis, this comes at the perfect time. The team has been learning about his driving style, and he's also been adapting. After years at Mercedes, Hamilton used a completely different braking system and had very specific habits behind the wheel. Ferrari uses Brembo brakes, which feel different from the carbon industry's system he used before. But now Lewis has started using engine braking again, something he hadn't done in more than 10 years. He's changed his braking points, adjusted how he manages the car in and out of corners, and is finally starting to trust the behavior of the SF25. Ferrari team boss Fred Vasseur has made it clear. This is a two-way process. The car will evolve to suit Hamilton, but Hamilton must also adapt to the car. And that process is finally showing results. Even though Bahrain didn't bring a podium, there were clear signs of progress, and now Jeddah could be the place where it all comes together. The floor upgrade is working. The track suits Ferrari's strengths, and Hamilton is more in sync with the car than ever before. The biggest advantage for Hamilton this weekend may not even be in the race. It could be in qualifying. Jeddah is a Saturday track. Overtaking is difficult, strategy options are limited, and grid position is everything. So far this year, Hamilton has struggled in qualifying. But with better front-end grip and a more predictable car underneath him, he might finally have the tools he needs to put the SF25 higher on the grid. And if he qualifies well, then everything becomes easier. Tire management becomes simpler, strategy options open up, and the possibility of fighting for a podium becomes real. But there's more at stake than just one race. If this weekend goes, well, it could mark the true beginning of Hamilton's time at Ferrari. Up until now, it's been a frustrating transition, but if Jeddah proves that Ferrari has solved the core problems of the SF25, it would give the team the confidence to push forward with even more updates. It would also validate the decisions made during the winter, decisions that were not without risk. The new floor wasn't just a small tweak, it was a major change in philosophy. Ferrari built this upgrade to address fundamental weaknesses in the car's aerodynamic concept. If it works as expected, then it means the factory simulations are accurate and the development path is working. This confidence is priceless in Formula One. When engineers trust their tools and drivers trust their cars, everything starts to click. That's when consistency appears, and consistency is exactly what Ferrari needs to challenge Red Bull, McLaren, and the rest of the top teams. Right now, Red Bull isn't as dominant as they used to be. McLaren has started the year strong. But if Ferrari can unlock speed and match it with consistency, they still have time to fight for the championship. The season is long. There are over 20 races remaining. A big result in Saudi Arabia wouldn't just be a morale boost, it could shift the momentum of the entire year. And then there's the psychological side. For Lewis Hamilton, this isn't just about lap time, it's about belief. It's about rhythm and confidence. When he believes in the car, Hamilton becomes a different kind of driver. He's more aggressive, more focused, and more difficult to beat. We've seen it before throughout his career. When the machine underneath him responds the way he wants, he can string together weekends of top-level performances. And right now, after a string of disappointing races and tense radio messages, it finally looks like he's getting the feeling he needs. If Hamilton performs well in Jeddah, it will also change the internal dynamic at Ferrari. Charles Leclerc has had the upper hand so far, especially in qualifying. But if Hamilton finds his form, then Ferrari may have to make tough decisions. Do they continue splitting development to suit both drivers? Or do they start focusing on the feedback that delivers better results? It's a tricky situation. Two top drivers in the same team can lead to tension. We've seen it at Ferrari before. If both Hamilton and Leclerc are competing at the front, the fight could shift from outside the team to inside it. Still, that's a problem Ferrari would love to have. Two fast drivers, one competitive car, and a chance to fight for wins. But the real question is, can the SF25 deliver consistently? That's what Jeddah will help us answer. It's a track. That doesn't allow excuses. If the car is weak, it will show. If the upgrades don't work, it will be obvious. But if the car performs well, then Ferrari knows they've turned a corner. Looking further ahead, the results from Saudi Arabia could also influence how Ferrari plans future upgrades. If the data matches expectations, then the team will be more confident in their simulations. That means they can design future components with more accuracy and less guesswork, and it gives them the freedom to push the car even further. A 30% improvement in operating range is just the start. With the right development, that number can grow, and with it, the team's chances of fighting for the championship. For Hamilton, a good result would be more than just points. It would be a signal that he's in the right place. He joined Ferrari for a new challenge, for history, and for a chance to add one more chapter to his legendary career. The early races were difficult, but if Jeddah brings a turning point, it proves that the move was worth it. It proves that the combination of Ferrari's engineering and Hamilton's skill can still be a winning formula. Meanwhile, the rest of the grid will be watching closely. McLaren has been strong, and Lando Norris has started the season in brilliant form. Red Bull, although not as dominant, still has a strong package. But Ferrari now has the opportunity to jump back into the fight. If the performance in Jeddah is